Hello and welcome to This Month in Kingsport. Joining us first today is Martha Beverly from the Renaissance Center. She also works with our cultural arts program. She's going to tell us a little bit about what we can expect coming up in May, starting with, I guess our year is ending with a sculpture walk, and those will be going out and more will be coming in. So let's talk a little bit about that, if you would, Martha.
I know, the Public Art Committee has been working fast and furious the past few months, and our 07-08 sculpture walk, the very first one, will be coming down the month of May, and the new ones for next year will be going up the end of May, and then we'll have a big opening celebration the end of May.
And we start off with a dozen sculptures, is that correct?
Yeah, we may have 13.
Okay.
So how many we have is determined by how many contributions we get. The sponsors are all private donations, so it is a $1,000 sponsorship to sponsor one of the sculptures for a year. And so if we have 10 or 12 or 13, so we're looking at 13 this year, hopefully.
For adding an additional one. Now tell me about 4 of these sculptures were so popular that they'll actually be staying with us due to city contributions as well as private contributions. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yeah, we have been just overwhelmed with the positive response from the community this year on the sculpture walk, and we had no idea this time last year how it would be received by the community. And it has been so well received. We've had several contributors, major donors, who've just stepped up to the plate and said, we want to make a contribution. We don't want these to go away at the end of the year.
Right.
So we had almost $50,000 donated. And that was from people who just offered their money, and we didn't go out and solicit it. So that made it even more special. And then, of course, the Board of Mayor and Aldermen have been so supportive of the program and our efforts. And they've stepped up to the plate as well and put in some matching funds to purchase 3 of the sculptures, and they will become part of Kingsport's new permanent collection.
Now, those 3 that have been purchased, which ones are they?
It is the 4 elements, and it is there where you can see the clock tower through the hole in on Broad Street, and then
that one will stay there.
That one will stay there, and then the sky wedge will stay where it is.
There on the center and Broad.
On Broad, and then Yo-Yo's Muse is in the circle there at the library.
And that one we're still not sure where that's going to go.
We're not sure if that will stay or maybe be moved to another circle. But
now, you were telling me before we started that private businesses actually purchased Hello Goodbye, which is the wooden sculpture there on Main Street.
Right. I mean, we had a local businessman just call me out of the blue one day and said, I'm interested in purchasing one of the sculptures. We don't want them to leave.
Right.
So he looked at them and he said, hello, goodbye, that's it.
Right.
And so it will be relocated to his place of business. He's doing some remodeling at his business. And so it will come down, and we'll store it somewhere until he gets his business totally renovated, and then it'll be moved to his spot. So that's exciting too. We're real excited about that.
So in just 12 months, we're already seeing what we had hoped would begin to happen, which is it spread out beyond the community and just beyond direct city and private support, but actually moving out into the business world and places like that.
And Hank Foreman is the curator, and he is at Appalachian State in Boone, and I asked him the last time he was in town how many normally are purchased or will stay in the community with these exhibits, and he said very rarely do they have any, and never have they had 4 out of 12 purchased. He is just ecstatic. The artists are ecstatic. We're already being talked about through the art, the artists and art communities across the country. So he is our curator again this year. He had no trouble getting artists to buy into bringing their art to Kingsport. So. And
now principally we've located these up and down Broad and then a little bit on Main Street. Will that expand out, or, I mean, obviously since a couple pieces are going to be occupying locations that we've used the first time, are they going to go to different locations this time?
We will add, I know one will be going in Glen Bruce Park as an additional location. Of course, we have one at Downtown Kingsport Association, so that's a little off of
there on Main,
on Main Street. And they will all definitely be within walking distance, because we made the decision, the committee did, that we want the sculpture walk to be a walk. And so anything that we expand out from, or if we move Yo-Yo's Muse, then it'll be probably, in a local, nearby, but not as part of the actual walk.
Now, have we selected any of the sculptures that we'll be bringing in at the end of May?
Yes, they are selected, and we were working on the brochure as we speak, and they're doing a great job on that.
Now, where can you get the brochures at?
Well, when they're printed, they'll be out at the end of May, and they'll be all over town at City Hall, and DKA will have some, the Chamber, Convention and Visitors
The
Bureau.
Renaissance Center.
The Renaissance Center will definitely have some, so you'll be able to
And
find
we're going to get
them.
these on the web too when we have the new city website roll out here shortly.
That'll be great. And so they'll be, the brochures will be out at the end of May when the new walk actually goes up and the new exhibit. So be looking for them. But I want to just make sure that people in Kingsport, when they start seeing them go away, don't panic.
They're coming back shortly.
We will have new ones coming in, and they'll be exciting. Next year's exhibit's going to be entirely different. It'll have a different flair to it. And
well, tell us a little bit. What can we look for in this new one?
Well, he's added a lot of color,
okay.
Whereas this year has a lot of stone and stainless, and these pieces have a lot of color to them, a lot of playfulness to them, a lot of bright, airy, So they're really nice.
Now, do we have any like Yo-Yo's Muse that are mobile as well? That seems to be very popular.
There's going to be one that's a mobile that I know for sure, and so if. It may go in that circle if we do relocate the Yo-Yo's Muse. But you're determined to get all kinds of secrets.
I'm trying my best.
You're getting some secrets out of me here, Tim. You can't get too many secrets. Okay. But we can't spoil all the fun.
And we're going to kick this off with an event at the end of May, is that correct?
At the end of May, and that'll be tied in with the downtown concerts, which will be good. And we'll have a big reception.
Do it there on the Chamber lawn again, I suppose?
We'll either do it there or down on Broad Street.
Great.
So we may have a different location than actually up on the lawn, but we'll have it all tied in together. And Bonnie McDonald is working hard and furious at getting all those details worked out. So, but that'll be an exciting month of May for us in downtown, watching everything come down and everything go back up. So, people drive around last year and just watched them go up.
Being put up,
yeah. And it was exciting. So
well, outstanding. We appreciate you joining us today, and everyone out there viewing and listening, please look forward for the new Sculpture Walk 2.0, I guess.
Yeah.
At the end of May.
The second annual, it'll be here.
Outstanding. Thanks for joining us, Martha.
Okay, thank you, Tim.
Appreciate it. Joining us next is Lisa Childress with Downtown Kingsport Association. Thank you for joining us on This Month in Kingsport.
Thank you for having us.
It's good to have you, certainly. Wanted to talk a little bit, we were just talking with Martha Beverly about the Sculpture Walk, and what did that really add to downtown, and how did that really contribute, do you think, in terms of piquing interest in getting downtown?
Tim, we saw a great impact of traffic when the sculpture first went up. We could tell, like Martha, I think, added that when the sculpture was going up, you could see people driving around watching the pieces of art being, installed, and that increased their curiosity. Well, then when it actually was finalized and they started coming by and picking up the brochures, there was people in the office continually wanting to see where the art was and what was going on. And they were just saying over and over how important this was to the revitalization of downtown. So we were very, very happy to see that take place. And that's part of our mission, is bringing arts and entertainment to downtown. And that just fell right into our mission and the fact of what the city has done. It's great for our downtown.
Now, you actually had the artist from the sculpture in front of your office in town. Tell me about that.
Right. Winding Walk was the name of the piece that was in front of the Downtown Kingsport Association building. And her name was Julian Christie, was the artist. And we just completed our 8th annual Evening with the Arts, which is a huge fundraiser for the Downtown Kingsport Association. And she was very impressed to be able to come downtown and see what arts we were doing, and the art walk, and be a part of something that's just getting started, but the receiving end of the citizens of Kingsport has just been tremendous. I mean, I can't allude enough about how many people came by and said, we were so glad to see the city buy into this. And then, of course, she was sad when we came back on Saturday morning to start tearing down from our event. She was there at 7 o'clock, 7:15, tearing her piece down.
Oh, so
it was
it is gone, yeah.
It's already gone.
I was down there just a week ago, so I didn't know it already left.
It's already down.
Now, where was she from? Do you recall?
I don't remember. I can't think right off. I'm sorry.
I know a lot of these artists were from North Carolina and Virginia and some other places, but
Providence, Rhode Island.
Rhode Island. Great.
So, yeah.
And tell me about the Evening with the Arts. How did that go?
Evening with the Arts was tremendous this year. It was the largest crowd we ever had. Great. It was a huge fundraiser, very successful. We had over 400 pieces of art in the show this year.
Oh my goodness.
80 artists was involved with this show. And Wayne Baszler, who owns the building next door to us, he is very gracious to lend that to us every year when we do this event. So the upstairs gallery, the main art center, was full. The downstairs was full. The Baszler building was full.
Outstanding.
So we had a wonderful event with Evening with the Arts.
Now tell me about the Wilderness Trail Rod Run coming up towards the end of May, I believe
Towards
you said?
the end of May, May the 24th. It will start at 12 o'clock, and this is a showcasing of all the vintage cars, and all this will be on Main Street. There'll be free food, there'll be free activities, and the food will be there, and these cars are going to be on exhibit, and you'll end up having 150, 200 cars easy in downtown.
Now, which weekend is this?
This is May the 24th.
Okay, and Saturday, is it Friday, Saturday,
no,
Sunday?
No, it's just a Saturday.
Saturday.
Just Saturday, and it'll go from about 12 o'clock. Awards are going to be given out at 8 o'clock.
Okay.
And then after that, they'll probably do some cruising up and down Broad Street.
Outstanding.
If they do what they usually do, you'll see those old cars cruising.
And you'll hear them, certainly.
That's exactly right. But it's a great time for them to be able, they work so hard to make those rods.
I'm a car nut myself.
Yeah. So they're very proud of them, and it's a time to showcase those cars.
Now, how long have we been doing that particular event?
We've been doing this event for several years. I would say 10 plus years. Mike Smith is very involved with this, and you can go to the wilderness-trail-rod-run.com.
Okay.
And you can get information, and it's also on the Downtown Kingsport Association website, which is www.downtownkingsport.org.
Okay, so check that out. We definitely want to see you all out there on that Saturday. We'll count on Lisa to keep the rain away and the sunshine out for sure.
Yeah, we're going to make sure that Mayor Phillips says an extra prayer for us on that day.
Certainly can use it. Twilight Alive and Bluegrass on Broad Street. Our concerts downtown are getting ready to kick off at the end of May as well.
Absolutely. May the 29th is when that will kick off, and that's going to run through August the 28th, and of course everybody loves Thursday night concerts and Friday night bluegrass.
It's incredible to see everybody come out, and if you haven't had an opportunity to come out and see this and listen to some of the music, first-class musicians, a great time, very, very, very family-friendly.
Well,
it's really put on right. Y'all do a great job with that.
It's a time that, everybody can go home, pick the kids up, change clothes, get back downtown, and just bring their lawn chairs and just socialize with everybody.
A couple thousand people downtown.
Yeah,
there's
every bit of it.
Though.
There's plenty of room, and there's always food, and the food vendors are out, and it's just a time to have a good time. And we appreciate the city of Kingsport and the board and mayor of Alderman being willing to do this and bring these folks downtown and see our streets open up at night, and our merchants be able to reap some of the benefits of those extra.
Certainly.
Those extra
and this is the third year. You're starting our third
year.
And what's our largest attendance yet? Do you know?
We were talking about that the other day. I believe that we've had as many as 4,000 on the street with that event, and I believe that was when we had Southern Culture on the skids. Yeah, I believe that was one of the largest ones that we ever did. And it's kind of hard because when we have Scott Miller brings a lot into it. But I can throw this in very quickly that July 4th is around the corner. And we are planning our event for that, and of course
the fireworks.
Awesome. Wellmont is our sponsor for those fireworks.
Certainly appreciate that as well.
15 minutes of fireworks going, and we can announce that Southern Culture on the skids is going to be our band, our main band that night. And we're very excited about that. They're excited about coming back to Kingsport.
Well, I tell you, last year my wife was out of town, and I had the youngins over the July 4th holiday, and so we went to fireworks shows in 4 cities, and it really was truly the best show. Everybody does a great job, but that was the most fun we had. Was down on Main Street watching the fireworks.
Well, there's one thing about it you can say. Downtown Kingsport Association knows how to throw a party.
Amen. For sure. One last one real quick too, Lisa. The Tennessee Main Street program's putting on a seminar on downtown destinations. Tell me a little bit about that real quick.
Tennessee Main Street program and Governor Bredesen have put a lot of money into this destination retail seminars that's going across the state. 3 cities were chosen: Fayetteville, Kingsport, and Dyersburg. We will be holding ours June the 13th. It will start at 8 o'clock in the morning and go to about 2:30, 3 o'clock in the afternoon. It's going to be held at Restoration Church in downtown.
Oh, great. Yeah.
So, again, we're going to be able to showcase our Main Street program and our downtown to these folks coming in. We're expecting about 300 people because we're catering to Greenville, Cleveland, Johnson City, Bristol, other Main Street programs that will not be able to have them in their city.
Now, what about the casual viewer or someone who is interested or volunteer in revitalizing downtown? should they give you a call?
They can give us a call.
What's your number, please?
It's 423-246-6550.
6550.
Invitations are going to be going out from the Economic Development Center in Nashville.
Okay,
That's going to be
great.
going out. We are very privileged to be able to showcase this. John Shallard is known all over the country about bringing in people to downtowns and to shopping areas that, you know, over the years have had a hard time because malls came in, strip malls and things like that. So downtowns have struggled over the years, but Shallard has got a phenomenal program. I heard him speak at the national conference last year in Seattle. And anyone listening, this is a free opportunity to come in and hear someone talk to you about your business and showcasing it to the max.
And if you haven't been to downtown Kingsport in a while, you need to come down because really we're blessed.
We are blessed. There's
with
so
the
much
Renaissance
going on.
we had the public art, everything that your group's involved with, the concert series, the investments that the city's made, and
well,
you're
and
gonna
all
bring
the
more young people down.
redevelopers that are coming in, the higher ed center.
$17 million in private investment in 3 years
That's
in downtown
exactly right.
Kingsport. That's just absolutely phenomenal.
That's right.
So if you haven't been downtown in a while, come see the concerts. Don't forget the Rod Run, and we appreciate you very much you joining us.
Thank you very much for having us.
And next up on this month in Kingsport, we're pleased to have the brand new Stacy Beverly, formerly Stacy Eubanks, with us. Fresh back from a honeymoon in Hawaii, I understand it.
Yes.
Stacy is the Director of Membership for the Kingsport Chamber of Commerce, and there is a ton of things going on. I'm sure you're going to be interested in, starting with the Chamber Golf Scramble. Tell us a little bit about that, Stacy.
Next Monday, May 5th, we have the 16th Annual Golf Scramble out at Ridgefields. And Food City, Pepsi, and Hunter Smith & Davis have sponsored that this year, so we're very glad to have them on board. And we're still looking for teams if anybody's interested in playing in that tournament. And we're going to have beautiful weather, knock on wood.
Yeah.
And so they just need to contact the Chamber, and we'll gladly sign them up.
Now that's a major fundraiser for several important programs the Chamber does.
Keep Kingsport Beautiful and Leadership Kingsport.
Great, outstanding. About $150 to play.
Yes.
And we're playing where? Meadowview or?
Ridgefield.
Ridgefield's outstanding.
Yes.
So give the Chamber a shout at 392-8800 and they'll get you to Stacy and get you signed up. So give them a shout on the Golf Scramble. But next coming up, we have a couple of ribbon cuttings. May 13th, Memory Lane. Tell us about that.
Memory Lane scrapbooking. They are on Center Street, directly behind the tennis courts at Dobbins Bennett. And they're a scrapbooking store, new, and she's going to be hosting a ribbon cutting. We're glad to have her.
And that same evening, we're having the Chamber After Hours. And if you've not been to a Chamber After Hours, no big deal. Anyone's welcome. Show up. Great opportunity to network, meet some folks in the community maybe you hadn't known. These are great events. This particular After Hours on the May 13 After Hours is at Meadowview.
It's going to be at Meadowview. It's sponsored by the Convention and Visitors Bureau.
Outstanding. So let's put that on your calendar if you get a chance. May 15th, another ribbon cutting. We love ribbon cuttings in Kingsport, for sure. Asbury Place.
Yes, Asbury Place is opening up a new area of their facility, and they're just wanting to host a ribbon cutting and open house that evening.
An open house to follow. And then May 22nd, another After Hours. Wilson, Worley, Gamble.
More Gamble and Stout.
Sorry, guys, I got close. Go on by, and that's going to be there at their facility, their offices?
It's on Meadowview Lane at the Eastman Credit Union building.
Okay, now tell me about the Regional Women's Business Summit coming up.
That is an event that Cosby, our small business office, is
Andrea does a great job out there.
putting on, and it's
I'm going to take just a second there too. If you're out there watching this and you do have a small business or you're thinking about starting a small business, definitely give Andrea a call at Cosby. They're at the Chamber again, 392-8800. They'll get you to her. They can help you with all sorts of assistance and advice on developing a business plan, helping you with financing. But sorry to cut you off, but I figured I'd throw that in there. But Regional Women's Business Summit focused on women in small business, obviously.
Yes, women in small business, and just a lot of guest speakers talking about tips and ways to make your business flourish and get ahead in the corporate America as a woman.
Great. So give you a call on that one for sure. That's what day? May 22nd. May 22nd as well.
Yes.
And we're wrapping up with, this is only the second or the third one.
The third.
On May 23rd, the fourth Friday business breakfast, small business breakfast.
Big breakfast. Full business breakfast.
Okay, business breakfast. The first one was overwhelming. 200 folks came out. But tell us about this particular fourth Friday.
Yeah, this particular one, the first two that we had individual sponsors that handled the whole event. May is Small Business Month, and we are asking small businesses to host. And so we're going to have about 10 to 15 small businesses come in, host, and then Creative Trust Agency is offered to tape 60-second commercials for them that will be shown at this breakfast, and then they get to take that tape with them and keep it for their own use later. So that's going to be included in the sponsorship. So we're looking for small businesses right now to celebrate Small Business Month, and they will be the co-sponsors of the Fourth Friday event.
And will they actually be presenting at the breakfast or speaking at the breakfast?
They'll just be showing the commercial.
Okay, great, outstanding. So if you have an interest in that, a small business that maybe haven't done a lot of advertising on television and want an opportunity, some great folks over at Creative Trust, give Stacy a call and be a part of the Fourth Friday breakfast.
Yes.
Outstanding, busy month with the Chamber,
Very
certainly,
busy month.
Stacy.
Yes.
We appreciate you being here, and we'll talk to you again soon.
All right,
Thank you. And wrapping up with us this month in Kingsport for the month of May is Kitty Frazier, who runs our Parks and Recreation Department. And springtime has sprung in Kingsport. We got a ton of things to tell you about. We're going to kick off with registration for summer day camps beginning on May 21st. Really, all the way through July, series of programming that's available for kids 6 and up, thereabouts 5 or 6 and up. Tell us about that.
Well, we've been offering for almost 40 years a summer program for children where you can bring your children. They're supervised every day. They get instruction in arts and crafts. They also go on field trips such as to the water park. We have sports activities. It's just a wonderful place for our children to be in the summer. We have 6 sites. Most of them are in the school sites and also at Theo Dobbins Center and the Borden Park area. It's only $10 if you're a city resident and $30 if you're a non-resident. So you need to register your children on the 21st.
And this is open to county residents and others as well. May 22nd and 23rd is the registration date for those of you watching out there who may be interested. They get up to Bays Mountain, I'm sure.
Well, they do a lot of field trips and have a great time all summer. So basically, if someone's interested in the program, they could call our office to get the location closest to them as far as where they would be best to bring their child. You will register on site. Okay, and it's 229-9457. And again, for $10 a day for city residents from... Not $10 a day, that's $10
all summer. I am sorry. And $30 for folks who live outside the city of Kingsport. Great opportunity, great program. Give Katie's folks a shout to work on that. On May 3rd, we have the Women's Fair at Theo Dobbins coming up. Tell us a little bit about that, if you would, please.
Well, with summer coming up, we know a lot of moms have stress coming on their kids being out of school and being home, so we're going to give you an opportunity early to come on a Saturday from 10 to 1 and be pampered and learn a lot about some health issues related to women. You might get a manicure. Bring your children. There's activities for them, and it's all free.
Can I drop my wife and kids up there?
Absolutely. Bring your mom. Yeah.
She sees this. She's going to kill me.
This will be at the Theo Dobbins Community Center.
Children's activities there, too, at the same time. Great. Coming up is Memorial Day weekend. We'll be opening the pool. Is that right?
Legion Swimming Pool open Memorial Day weekend. We'll be open from 12 to 5, Monday through Saturday.
Monday through
1 to 5 on Sundays. And then we're open at night on Monday evenings for those people that work and don't get a chance to get out and swim. So we have a little bit of everything.
What are those evening hours roughly?
From 6:30 to 8:30 on every Monday evening. So you can come and again swim laps or just enjoy some time with your family.
Now the splash pad is over at near VO is opening as well.
It will open May 12th, and that will be open every day. It is basically a system where it's activated only if you're there, so you may drive by and think, well, it's not open, but it is.
Okay.
You go by and there's just a sensor pad, and there'll be instructions telling you how to basically turn it on. The water's only active when people are using it.
So when you run under it, it comes on?
We don't waste any water that way, but it's always available
If you've not been over to see the splash pad, you absolutely have to go see this. The pavilions are great that were donated by several civic groups put those together.
And the Rotary Club both built some shelters there. Those are also available for rent. If someone wants to have a party, you could rent one of the shelters.
Oh, so you can actually rent the whole, and you were telling me about this, and the swimming pool you can rent as well, correct?
You can rent the swimming pool, but you can
rent the shelters,
right, at the splash pad. And the splash pad's open from dawn until dark, basically, in the summer hours. So it's again, kind of come and go as you wish to.
Now that actually opened last year for the first time, right?
It opened in the fall last year for the first time, and it's been a huge success.
What's been the reception? And it's a little bit different concept in terms of you don't have a full swimming pool, but you can get out and get wet, particularly on hot days, and have a great time with all these neat activities under there. What's been the reception of that kind of a concept, or that addition to the water
It's been wonderful, and one of the things I think it really provides that we did not have is a place for small children. Because again, the water is never standing. It is just a pass-through type system with the water spraying on you. So therefore, you don't have to be able to swim. You can bring a toddler over there. We've actually seen people with wheelchairs going through the event. So it provides something we did not have before, and it's just wonderful.
Outstanding. We also have registration coming up for, or actually, I'm sorry, take your reservations for the pool for the summer. the baseball tournaments was up next. Tell me what all we got going on.
Well, obviously summer is the time when people think about sports and outdoor activities. At Domtar Park, we have something every evening as far as baseball leagues. You can go watch a game, come down and have a great hot dog and just enjoy the evening. You might come down for the weekends. There's tournaments. You've got Hunter Wright Stadium, which will be opening up in June.
Ah, the Mets are coming to town.
Yeah, they'll be in town
in June.
Yeah.
We'll talk about that next month.
So there's just a lot of things you can go watch. We've also got volleyball leagues that will be starting up, outdoor leagues for the summer. So it's a busy time for us.
Now tell me what's going on the Greenbelt. It's now beginning to bloom and look pretty, I hope?
Well, as of last week, the dogwoods were absolutely gorgeous. I don't know how long they're going to last, but you had a lot of wildflowers blooming this spring, and the dogwoods were blooming. It's a wonderful time to get out and get some exercise, work off a little bit of those calories we gained over the winter, possibly use the Greenbelt.
Outstanding. And the skate park is going as well. I've seen some young folks out over there already.
If you're down at Cloud Park, you can pretty much do about any kind of activity you wish. We have the skate park, and we have a basketball court. People are playing just pick-up basketball every afternoon. There's a playground. There's some shelters. So it's a wonderful little place right down in the downtown area. And again, everyone seems to be enjoying it.
Outstanding. And a little next month, if you join us with Kitty, we're going to talk a little bit works progressing on the dog park. And we'll bring you an update there. And certainly we hope you will get out and enjoy the beautiful weather this month of May and enjoy some time in Kingsport at all the wonderful facilities and all the events going on. Absolutely. Kitty, thanks for joining us on this month at Kingsport, and thank you all for watching.